Hello, everyone. We're live. So welcome to today's live session. My name is Alvin. I'm from BNBChain. I handle the operations, and today we're going to talk about why you should be using BAS, which is BSC, Application Sidechain in short. So we're going to talk about BAS in a while, but I want to take the time to introduce a very special guest here as well. So we have Freddie, who is the Director of Operations at NodeReal. Freddie, you want to say hi?
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you, Alvin, for having me today. Right, love to be here and love to meet the community as well. So I'm Freddie. I'm Director of Operations for NodeReal. Just a little bit background about myself and the company is that NodeReal is a blockchain infrastructure provider company for RPC and archive node services. Honored to be here with this journey together with BNBChain and since the start of the discussions and all that together with Ankr and Celer together partners and all that, right? We have been looking forward to this, and we launched our testnets and all that. Now today we wanted to take the opportunity to share with you more and how does it look like and how does the roadmap pan out and all that as well. Thank you, Alvin.
No problem. That's great. So we've got great content lined up. What we're going to do is we're going to take the first 10 minutes, and I'll talk a bit about BNBChain, our vision, and why we came up with the solution of BAS. And then we'll have Freddie from NodeReal then take us through some of the roadmap, demo, and so on. So it'll be exciting, I promise you. And I think we have the slides ready. Can we roll them up, please? All right, so let's skip to the next slide. BAS really starts from the story of BNBChain, right? And today we have about 2 million plus daily active users. We are the largest blockchain today by daily active users, right? I don't think any other blockchain actually comes even close to 1 million. So we have a very large transaction and users. In terms of daily transactions itself, right, you can see that, right, it ranges, right, between like 5 million to 16 million. All-time high itself was actually 16 million transactions, which is really very high at the time, right? Of course, this is supported by a huge range of applications that we have, right? It's not just a chain that is focused on purely on DeFi or just on GameFi. We are actually a very healthy, robust ecosystem, right? That contains a lot of applications across like DeFi, GameFi, SocialFi, and a lot of other types of genres, right? So you can see this chart on the right side, right? This is the 7-day active addresses by the chain. And very quickly, you can see, in fact, if you look at the scale is actually, I think, logarithmic. So it's not like linear itself, but you look at, on the left side at the top of the chart would be BNBChain at the time, right? Which was, if I'm not wrong, it's about 40 to 45% of all transactions on chain are actually on BNBChain, right? And second in line would be like Ethereum and the rest. So why I want to kind of put this here is to basically show that BNBChain has seen its fair share of a very large number and also share of all the transactions and users in the blockchain world, right? And we have been doing so well, but we know that it's not enough to bring in the next billion users, right? If we skip to the next slide, this is not stranger to anyone who has been using Web3 applications for a while, right? Even with 1 or 2 million users, well, we're doing fine, but what about 3 million? What about 4 million, right? And not just our chain, like scaling issues are across all chains as well. We have seen since start of the year to now, almost every major L1, right, has suffered some kind of network instability or congestion, right? And of course, the thresholds of number of transactions would be different. I think even for BNBChain, right, we had an all-time high of 2.2 million active users, really huge numbers in today's standards. And at the time, there's probably some kind of congestion, but after that, like we were fine. But still, our vision is 1 billion users, right? We don't want to stop at 2 million or 3 million. So it comes into question for all L1s, right? All blockchains. How do we take a different approach to actually scale to that 1 billion users? And this is not just, this is something that everyone in Web3 has to invest some thinking and time to it, right? To make sure that the industry can grow further. Now, this is why we came up with the solution. If we go to the next slide, and how we believe is that, we need every application, not every application, but if you're large enough, right, to be able to have your own kind of sidechain solution. So the way we're thinking about scaling in this sense is actually more like horizontal than vertically. I mean, you can always optimize a chain, right? But if you look at the number of applications that are out there that we can build on a blockchain, you can't vertically scale a blockchain to that kind of optimum performance. You need to allow some kind of parallelism for it to happen. And this is where, if you look at this architecture, sorry if it's a bit too small for some in the audience, right? We have the beacon chain, which you are all familiar with. And then you have the BSC, which is the center of basically where all our applications are in today. And that's the center of the BNB chain. If you're looking at this, another question I can answer right now, which people have been asking is, why the change of name to from BSC to BNB chain? And it's not just a name change. I just want to clarify here. It's more than that, right? The BNB chain is basically a multi-chain infrastructure moving forward. And the change of the name actually reflects the ambition and the vision of what we have for the future. So with BSC in the middle, we would start to see, large-scale applications may want to run their own BAS or BSC application sidechains, right? But maintaining that close connection to BSC. And so this is what BAS is about. It's a framework for creating these sidechains with close connection to BSC. Now, many of you have been asking, all right, so give me more details about what BAS is, what kind of consensus and so on. And so we have put together a simple table over here for everyone to see. So there will be two kinds of consensus mechanism. In phase one, which we have already rolled out the testnet for, which Freddie will talk about and demo it later. So that is using proof of stake, right? So in this way, this is some people consider it like a mini BSC. I guess you can call it that way, but very, very similar to how you've been building it now. And then we are going to release sometime later, right, ZK rollups consensus for BAS as well. So that will be exciting. Obviously, many technical people on the call right now must be feeling excited about this. We promise we'll roll out as much information as we can as soon as possible. Runtime itself, so this is an EVM. You will be, people will be building on BSC or any of the EVM chains. There isn't much of an obstacle building on BAS. So you'll be happy to know that. Now, validator set. So this is interesting. While we set a minimum of 3, it's actually very flexible in terms of how you want to configure. You can almost think of this as this is your sidechain, right? With a lot of this, basic configs and stuff that's flexible for you to do it. You can think of, do you want 3 validators? Do you want, 5, 7, 9 validators? I think there's a lot of flexibility in how you want to design your validator set and how decentralized you want it to be. Throughput will be high. We're looking at TPS of about 5,000 or more. Gas fees can be almost 0, right? I can probably hear a lot of invisible like hoorays out there. People have been using BSC for a while, have been asking, so when can we get like near 0 gas fees? Well, so for any apps that are building on the BAS, right, it's up to them to kind of decide what the gas fee is. Obviously, we would usually recommend it not to be 0. Otherwise, you may get a lot of like scripting and bots that may take advantage of the situation. But again, this is good news because it's custom for application builders to decide. Gas token can be your own tokens, right? So if depends, you have a dual token or single token, but basically for once, right now you can have your own token as the gas token. I think this is huge, and I'll talk about this a little later. And finally, wallets, MetaMask, Trust wallets, a lot of wallets will be supporting, that are supporting BNB chain, will also be supporting the BAS as well. So lots of good stuff here. I would say for developers who are building already on BNB chain or other EVM chains, actually, this is pretty similar in terms of the experience, right? There isn't like a huge obstacle or huge learning that you need to go for, but it comes with a lot of advantages, as you've seen here. If we move to the next slide, right? So this is a very simple summary of what it means for you, right? And what it means for you as a project owner or developer is that you can now own your blockchain with your own gas token, right? But you don't have to put in all the effort and research to kind of think about how do you build your own private chain, because a lot of these have already been sorted out for you. There's a framework in place, there are built-in tools in place, so you can basically have your own blockchain today very easily. You can set up your BAS in a matter of a few hours, which Freddie will talk about later, right? And then you can earn gas fees and introduce like way more token utility, because right now your tokens are your gas tokens. The second one is, all the benefits of having a very, very high performing chain. So high TPS, ultra low gas fees, fully EVM compatible. And this helps you to maintain sustainable growth, because many games, on blockchains, the thing they're worried about is what if congestion happens, right? What if another game suddenly spikes in number of transactions, and that affects you, because your users are probably not going to blame the chain or anyone else. A lot of them would just blame the game itself. And what if you lose users? So we want to think about sustainable growth, right? And also the great user experience. So you can be now assured of like consistent good performance of the network that you're building your game or your application on, which is great. And then the third one is, then you have this kind of infrastructure where you have your own sidechain, high TPS, low gas fees, your own gas token, everything, but also being part of this huge ecosystem that BNBChain has. And that to me is big, right? So BSC and BAS are seamlessly integrated. Now, what that means is you don't need to find, DeFi apps, liquidity pools, or NFT marketplaces to be built on your chain itself. You have very close proximity to BSC, which has a lot of this infrastructure that can support the needs of your users and your tokenomics. So I'm very, very excited for this. I'm sure Freddie is as well. Now, if you go to the next slide, here is just more details of the advantages of BAS. So again, you can see that own your own blockchain and build with the largest community on the chain, right? So we talk about, say, the first one is collaborative innovation. So we have a multi-solution, which is both, I think we mentioned proof of stake as well as ZK Route that's going to come soon. And all these are built by the community partners, right? Which is great. Now, the second one is then on the tech strength, right? So transaction speed, high TPS, we talk about that. What is important as well is all the toolings that are built into it. So when someone is using your BAS or you're building it yourself, now there are built-in explorers. You don't have to build it yourself. There is Celer, one of our partners, that has built a bridge between BAS and BSC, right? So a lot of these tools have already been inbuilt, right? Same things with APIs and so on. It makes it so much easier for you to deploy on your sidechain with all these things already there, right? In terms of language, it's EVM compatible as well. So not a big problem for anyone who's been building on EVMs. The third one is on community ecosystem strength. So like I mentioned, large scale ecosystem with 2 million daily active users. This is huge, by the way. I mean, if you study just the number of active users across the different L1s, right? This is a big number for you to seize upon, I would say, right? Because there are always ways you can cross promote with the, every other applications that are on the chain itself. You can think of ways of how to direct traffic from them to you, or you to them as well, of course, when we talk about cross promotion. DeFi, NFTs, there are so many applications, 1,300 plus in the whole BNBChain ecosystem. And those, to me, are potential users and also potential supporting applications, right, for your users and for your application. Then the final one on community building and growth. So we want people to build together on BAS. So everything is open source. I mentioned this, BAS is like a mini BSC. You can think about it that way if it makes it easier for you to build on. And compatible with a lot of things that you would have already been using if you're developing apps and other EVMs. So lots and lots of advantages, I would say here. A great ecosystem to leverage on, but very easy to build because of all the inbuilt tools and the framework that has already been there. Now, let's go to the next slide. And obviously, this is built by the whole ecosystem of partners, right? But especially with very strong partnership with Celer, Ankr, and NodeReal. So it is here, I want to hand it off to my good pal here, Freddie, right, who can talk more about NodeReal, its involvement here, and how we're going to bring this to the next level.
Yep. Thank you, Alvin. Just to stress a little bit more on the community growth and the development together, right? Right now, the Testnet has been the two partners all together, but moving forward, we are aiming to see a lot more, builders and projects coming together to work together with us as well. And also at the same time, we are also having a lot more bounties on hackathons and all that. So feel free to check it out, and Alvin will walk you guys through in a bit. And let's head to the next slide and see what's up for next one. Okay, cool. Yeah. So in short and summary, right? As a developer, what do you get out of BAS, right? So BAS, BSC applications like Chain. So to summarize up, we have actually created a form to be sent out, or maybe in our later after our meetings today, right? So what we do is that we collecting all these requirements and all that, so that at least we can gather and help you build on that. So let me go through the items all together, right? For BAS, what you get out of it, right, is like gas token. You can utilize your gas tokens for higher usability and running on tokenomics and all. Validators, flexible for you to set, like Alvin mentioned, right? You want 3, 7, 9. We are completely open about it as well. We also create NodeReal also provide the capabilities to do maybe build blockchain explorer for you as well. Later, I'll show you a version of the simpler version one. The complex version or the more intermediate version will come out after the mainnet launch. Then staking UI. This will be also launched together with the mainnet as well. And then if you need P2P network services and all that, we do have set up and all. Even if you need a faucet for test tokens and all, we can also help that to set up. And of course, we have the bridging facility to try it out, and all this helps you tap into the the user base and also the liquidity, like how Alvin mentioned earlier. Yeah. So yep. If you guys are interested and all that, feel free to scan the QR code on the top right corner of your screen, and that's where it leads you to the forms for submissions, and we will get in touch with you right after. Next up. Cool. Now let's get into the real life demo example. So before we head to that, right? If you guys wanted to save this page as well, feel free to scan the QR code on the top right corner. This is the BNB chain list setup parameter that's been integrated. I'll show you guys how it works and all that, right? Sunny, do I share my screen from here? Cool. Let me see, how do I get this work? Share screen. Okay. All right.
So there is a question from the audience. I can partially answer that. So the question was like, how? Right? How is the question? How do we use it? How do we convince developers of P2E games to move or migrate to BAS? There was a suggestion, right? If we host a hackathon, maybe it would be adopted a lot faster and more efficiently. It could be, right? I do agree with that. And I think how do we start the journey is the question. And there is already a testnet, right? So Freddie is going to walk through some of the testnet. The docs are already out as well, both on Ankr and as well as NodeReal. So do take a look at that. And if you have already been building on EVM, like I said, it's actually pretty easy to actually build it on a BAS. I think more than a question, I think it's let's give it a try, right? And you realize just how easy it is.
Yep. Cool. Is my screen shared, Sunny?
I can see your screen. I'm not sure if that's your screen.
I'm sharing the BNB chain list screen.
Yes, I see.
Cool. Nice. Let me do this. So this is the chain list page, right, whereby you can save easily connected to your network, meaning to say that you can save the network into your wallet, your MetaMask wallet, in just a click away. So we even have our Ankr BSC BAS set up over here as well. So let's start it off with connecting with my wallet. Yeah. Just a moment. Now you can see that the network has been the account has been logged in, and let's check now. Okay, I don't have the Aries testnet. Let me add the network. Pop. Okay, approve. Let's see. Okay, now you have that network up over here. Okay, let's try now. Looking at to the faucet that we created, right? We call it Aries for our test token. Let me show you how it actually works and how easy is this. Okay, let me request for Testnet. Let's try with 6. All right. Just give a moment to refresh. Yeah, that's how you request for our Aries testnets as well. Then now we tried if we're sending tokens to from one wallet to another. Let's see if I use another account. Okay, this one has 9.4 and oh sorry, if I use the 6.25, let's try to send over here. Oh, important thing, before you submit, you need to key in your amount, and let's try with 3, like the number 3. So next, you can check that you can set that as your gas price as well. So gas token, Aries is our gas token. So follow the instruction through, finish, completed, just wait for it to be done. Yeah. So that's how easy and how straightforward it is, and from a user point of view, and it's done. And if you wanted more information of that transaction, right, you can actually click on the transaction and view on our Block Explorer as well. This is the simpler version of the Block Explorer that I mentioned. So you can see that this entails the details of transactions that you need and all. So this is how it is. And of course, on top of that, if you wanted to keep track of the transaction hash or anything, you can just copy the transaction ID. So yeah, so this is how it is. And you see your token has been minus once the transaction completed. Okay, so next up, let's try bridging. Yes, we talked about bridging just now. And let me see if I've logged in. Okay, let's try this. Okay, just give a moment. All right, now that it is logged in and I'm ready, and you can see that right now we have three tokens. Aries just added in today. I won't demo this because it's not 100% ready yet. We are still doing some testing over there. Right now we have BNB and BUSD. Not to worry, right? Because this is just a test net, and we are testing with 1 to 2 tokens to see the flow and the movement of the funds and all that, right? It's more when it comes to mainnet and all that, we'll definitely add more in as well. If projects are interested to do their own testings with their own tokens and all, feel free to let us know in the forums. We will definitely help set up with Celer as well. So let's try sending BNB to my Aries account. Okay. Yeah, if you're sending BNB, transfer, you can see that once you confirm that through, now follow through the transaction, confirm. All right, done. So just give you a moment, a couple of formalities to finish up, and the transaction will be posted through. Well, meantime, happy to address any questions if there's any, Alvin, in the chat box or anything.
Not yet, but I just want to comment. Like, it's great to see, right, that this BAS is the framework's being launched, and there is already a bridge that's ready, right?
Yes.
So I think for all the developers out there, like what you're seeing is basically all these building functionalities are already in place. So this is not like a concept that's far away, right? If you think about the main activities that your users will be using, like things like bridging and transfers, and I think you saw the Explorer just now as well. These are the common functions that your users will be using, and they're all they're already there.
Yep.
I guess there'll be a question of NFT staking, NFT bridging, and do you have any take on that?
Yes, we are in planning for that. It will be a next week or upcoming weeks demo that we wish to show. And right now it's still work in progress, and we are finishing up a couple of testings to show up before we share with the public as well. So NFT definitely is gonna be there. Compatible wise, ERC721, 1155 is definitely there. I'll demo a little bit about the creating your own NFT into your account. So when comes times to present and all that, right, at least we have some NFT in our wallets to do the testings of the flow as well. Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. Well, waiting for this transaction to be done, I think we can do that as well. So I think recently we deployed it more of a documents that you guys can also see most of the informations over here as well for BAS under NodeReal. So we have that BAS about. Meaning to say going through the basics and the architects and all that, right? If you guys needed the coding parts of things and all that, right? Ankr already prepared very good documents and very detailed GitHub information as well, and how to build on BAS, the endpoints and issuing of your own tokens, even deploying NFTs, metadata, all the tools are here as well. So I won't go into detail much today, but these are the things that I've been doing demos and all that. So let me see.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
that's great because people are asking about where to find info and so on. So if you go back to that page itself, you can go to NodeReal.io.
Yep.
And just go to the docs and search for BAS, and this is where you can find more information about the RPC endpoints and how do you issue tokens, deploy NFTs, and so on.
Yeah, I think you just key in NodeReal.io, right? Once you're there, or if you needed more information about the documents and all that, feel free to click into it, and it's just here. Once you scroll down, it would be, oh, did I scroll past it? Yeah, about BAS. So all is here. And at the same time, we have done the transfer and all that, right? You can see that I moved one BNB over to Aries Testnet for now. That if we try to do the other way around, right? It's also the similar process. Make sure you switch through the network, finish through the instruction coming from MetaMask. And you can see that just now I transferred through, and right now I'm going to transfer back, say, for example, 1.5. And we'll let it populate, gas fees, and transfer. You sign it off. Aries as gas token when you're doing that. Yep. And done. Cool. And in your MetaMask, if you go to the testnet, yep. Cool. That's basically the gist of it, and also to share with you how the flow of the bridging works, and also getting the faucet, transferring the funds, Explorer toolings, and all that as well, right? So right now I'm gonna share something, just to give you guys a quick demo on how to build your own NFTs on BSC. So is on the testnet. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to go about from there, right? For more information, you guys can come to the documents over here, and it's all under the building, deploying your NFT. Okay, cool. Let me do this. Oh yeah. I need to stop sharing for a while. How can I do that? Yeah. Stop sharing. I need to set something up. Just a moment.
Right. While you do that, I'll answer the next question. So there was a question that came in: is BAS similar to sharding? BAS is actually more of a sidechain solution. So you can think of it almost like other sidechains that you've heard of, like Ronin and the rest. And obviously, like with Ronin, we've seen like security is a big part of it, which we have made sure that a lot of security concerns and stuff are actually built into this BAS solution. So you don't have to worry too much about the DevOps and security. But of course, like maintaining good validator sets, that's important as well. But coming back to this question, like BAS is more of a sidechain, so not so much of sharding. However, talking about sharding, like we mentioned about BNBChain being a multi-chain solution. So BAS, I think, is just one of the ways that we'll get there in terms of scaling to the next billion. Do check out our blog for when we announced the BAS and our scalability solutions, there is actually another part of BNBChain where we talk about partition chains. That one is possibly similar to what you're talking about here in terms of sharding. So do check out the blog.
Cool. Yep. Thanks, Alvin. I'm ready. And right now, let me just share, if you guys go through this deck, right, and all that, I've created my depository and folder. Let me try doing this, right? Right now, you can see that it's connected to my MetaMask account, the testnet, and I currently have 0.7 NFT over there. And then if I were to go this again. All right. Let me see. Okay, these are some of the installations that beforehand and all that I won't go through because it will take a little bit of time to install all your, and you have your preferred editors, and if you're using Visual Studios and all that as well. So I'll skip these steps and all that, right, where you can just copy and paste into your terminal, and let me just deploy one on the testnet for you guys to see and be ready as well. Okay, mine has nothing to update because it's already there. Okay, let me mint one right now. Okay. And beforehand, you can see that my NFT is already being set up over here. And just a moment, let me show you how we get to that point. And then, okay, in the testnet accounts, you just confirm. Okay. Yes, and this one just replace with your own wallet ID. Just a moment, forgetting the codes. Mine is 0.7, the first one. Okay. Just a moment here. Copy the wrong thing. Just let me fix this for now. Okay, I'm having some error over here. Just let me fix it. Let me just stop sharing for now. Basically, if you follow this through this and making sure that your wallet connect through and all that, right, you'll basically be able to get the NFT over here, which will be fully demonstrating in our next sessions for the bridging and all that as well. So just a moment. While I fix this, Alvin, could you try to see if you have any questions coming in and all that?
Yep. There is a question. Do you want to answer this actually? So the question is this solving some real world solution, or is this mitigating network traffic? I'm trying to see a vision of an end user product use case.
Sorry, I missed you the last part on the part. Yeah, the questions.
Yep. So is this solving some real world solution, or is this mitigating network traffic? So the person asking the question is trying to see a vision of the end user product use case.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're trying to solve a real issue use case here, right? Because this testnet, after that, we will move to the mainnet, whereby more of the NFTs, GameFi usability will definitely be applicable on this use case and resolve to these solutions as well. If we wanted to move to a point that whereby we can bring in the next 1 billion users and all that, I think the fundamentals and the infrastructure needs to be applicable and also easy for people to use as well. So that's my thought on that. What about you, Alvin?
Yeah, I feel this is the future. I mean, you look at other L1s, some of them are doing similar stuff as well. Not as big a scale as how we're doing it, but someone actually mentioned in one of the conference, like if you were to take just one of the most popular applications in the world today, right? Whether it's a game like Call of Duty, whether it's a social media platform, and you have that amount of users actually transacting on any blockchain today, right? It's probably not scalable to that, right? Even just one of the most used applications today. But then we know there's a lot of benefits to decentralization. We know there's a lot of benefits in terms of having NFTs that you can own inside games. So we want to enable that future. But I can tell you, none of the L1s today, right, are in a position where they can scale to that level. And the approach then has to be to build, to innovate on the architecture that we have today. And we feel that having the BAS is actually a viable way. One of the few solutions that we have within the whole BNBChain multi-chain solution. And we believe this will actually get us there. This will get us to the next billion users. This will get us to a lot of applications, thereby benefiting users in the future because of the Web3 components, right? Whether it's the ability to own your NFTs, whether it's the ability to set up DAOs and co-govern some of the applications that you can now be a part of. All these are huge benefits, but we need to first scale up the infrastructure for people to be able to participate at that scale.
Correct. Agree on that. Yeah. Just a moment. Cool. I'm still trying to fix on that.
Well, if you have any questions, and this is to the audience, feel free to stream in the questions. Happy to take them. Yep. I'm personally very, very excited about the future of what BAS can actually bring to us. I mean, I've always been one of the true champions of what decentralization and Web3 can bring to us. I'm not like a super I don't game like 10 hours a day, but I like to play games once in a while. And just the idea, right, of what Web3 can bring to us. I've heard so many innovative concepts throughout, not just GameFi, but in SocialFi, social media, chatting systems. I've heard about travel and leisure. There are so many industries that are waiting to come in to benefit the users. Because if you think about what Web3 is about, what decentralization is about, it's actually giving a lot more ownership and making consumers the center of everything. Because in the past, yes, you may talk about, say, user-friendly interfaces and so on, but in the end, the people making the decisions, the people profiting from it is still central organizations. And we want to bring Web3 so that we can benefit more users. But again, like I said, scalability has to be solved, right? That's the heart of the issue for every blockchain today. And I'm really, really glad to see BSC moving forward to this whole BNBChain multi-chain solution.
Yep. Oh, thank you guys for waiting. Right, I managed to fix the issue. Right, it's just a miss or copy and paste from my end. Right, for one of the lines over here that you need to trigger it out. So yeah, once you run it all and all, it will be here. And once you key it in and you follow through the instructions and all that, you can see that the NFT is being issued into the account. Okay. So after you run this and all that, right? So at least on the can take the transaction hash and making sure that you can you need to go to the BNC test BNC scan test net. Yeah, you need to go to the testnet, right? And just a moment. Okay. You'll notice that once you created it, right, the NFT, you won't be able to see it directly in your MetaMask account because it's not set up for that compatibility yet. So what you need to do is that just click on import tokens, and once you go through, find the transaction hash that you have, right? Mine is already logged in anyway, so I'm just here. So just save the contract, and while you import your tokens, just add it over there. Just import your tokens, key in the contract address, and add the custom token. It will show here. So this is where you have yourself ready in the testnet, and look forward to more testing together with us on the bridging for next week or upcoming weeks as well once we're ready for NFT.
Cool. That's great. Thanks for the demo.
Nice. That sums up the demo for today. Happy to take any questions if there's any. Otherwise, yeah, look forward to more of these sessions and do together with Alvin to do more testings and even do some codings together as well.
Sure. All right, let's keep back to the slides then, because I think there were some unfinished slides over there. Freddie, you can take it from here.
The slides. This one I really the demo for that. Yep. So the BAS roadmap so far, right? What we have done in the past and all that, defining the framework, including releasing initial ideas on the papers and all that, right? If you guys are interested, go on to Build and Build forums. All our papers and ideas are over there as well. It's not only us, right? It's not just about NodeReal or just about BNB, but everybody is contributing to parts of it, the papers, the ideas, and the infrastructures layout and all that, right? Even including, of course, includes Celer and Ankr together as well. So we reached the point at April right now that we have completed all the documentations and we want to launch the testnet, and upcoming will be NFT bridging, some pilot testings together with some of our project partners and all that. Once they tested it out, and definitely we will have them come on board to also share more of their experience and what you can look forward to. And in upcoming May, there will be a launch of the mainnet and all. So between now and then, I suggest everyone to take this moment and this opportunity to try it out, how easy all these features and all that we have set across. For developers, we wanted to talk to you. If you're interested and all that, right, reach out to me, Alvin, BNBChain, I mean, wherever you can reach out to. All right, next up.
Cool.
Let's see.
Cool. All right, let's go to the next slide.
Nice.
Okay. Right, this is about Cool. So this is the Revelation Hackathon. It is actually the biggest global hackathon that BNBChain has ever done, actually, and it is still running, right? So if you look at the dates here for the BNB Grant Round 1, it's from March 21st to May 10th. So you've got about another 20 days to go, which means this is a huge opportunity, right, for any of you who are developers out there, or you have projects or applications that you feel is right for this. Please, go ahead and submit your ideas and your projects. We would love to hear from you. So this is done in conjunction with DoraHacks. So do check out dorahacks.io. I'm sure the homepage, I think you can already see Revelation Hackathon and some of the bounties and projects that we're looking for. Very, very attractive prize pool you can see there. So prize pool and seed funding is to a huge amount of $10 million. So lots of opportunities, lots of possible, whether it's investments or incubations that's waiting for you. So if you have a great idea, please come forth. Now, as part of the hackathon, if we go to the next slide, you would see that there are also bounties. If I'm not wrong, there are like 20 over bounties that's on the Revelation Hackathon right now. Sunny, if you can go to the next slide, just to show, as part of this 25, there are actually 4 bounties. There's another 2 on the next slide. So 4 bounties that are related to BAS, right? And the first bounty, I believe this is actually by NodeReal. This is a $60,000 bounty, right, to do with data oracles. So I'll just read off here a bit. We know that protocols need accurate and trusted asset prices, which are the oracles. And the diversity of oracles will definitely enhance the robustness and innovation of the ecosystem, right? As BNBChain expands to a multi-chain architecture. So what we need is a new oracle infrastructure to be introduced here, so that it can be easily deployed to BAS and the partition chains in the future. So that's the first bounty, right? $60,000. Of course, its level of difficulty is harder than the rest. That's why the bounty is higher. There is a second bounty, and this is 20K, also by NodeReal. And this is more of account abstraction, right? So we know this EIP 4337, right, is a great proposal, but with big ambitions. So this is about abstraction to open the door for creativity in wallet designs. Whether it's important features like multi-sig, social recovery, we want this kind of account abstraction, and we are looking for a pragmatic approach to quickly implement this EIP. So that's the second bounty. If you go to the third one, this bounty number 3 is by Ankr. Sunny, if you go to the next slide, you will see the third bounty there. So this is again by Ankr, 30K in the bounty. It's about staking app. Now this is important because we have covered that the BAS, at least the first phase of it, right, is actually a proof of stake consensus. And so what we are looking for is, so the staking protocol is expected to complete by end of March. What we're looking for is a user-friendly staking application. And obviously this would then be the core infrastructure of the BAS ecosystem, right? There's even a link there with an example of what it could be. So again, if you have ideas or you're able to build this staking UI and protocol, please come forth, right? And the fourth one is a bounty. Actually, it's a multiple bounties. I'm just checking the bounty website right now. I think there's 4 different sub-segments of bounties that Celer has set up for. So do feel free to check out, right, what's on the bounty website on DoraHacks. Cool. All right, what's on the next slide? Can we go on to there?
Nope. I think that's all. I think.
Okay, cool. So that was quite a nice end off because we talked about Revelation, Hackathon, and bounties, which to me and to all the listeners over here is basically a world of possibilities and opportunities for you all to not just win prizes, but to also leave a legacy and be part of building something great. Because BAS is not just about a sidechain framework. It's about how do we scale for the future of blockchains? How do we bring the next billion users into Web3? So be part of something big over here. Cool. Freddie, you have anything to add before we leave off?
Nope. All good. Thank you everyone for tuning in and all that, right? And thank you again, Alvin, for having me over here. Love to be here, and speak soon, and hope to join more of this event.
That's great. That's great. So for all listeners, if you want to find out more about BAS, go to our BNBChain.world, go to the doc site, and you can see a lot of information about BAS in there. Of course, we also have our Discord channel, so there are multiple channels actually for you to get in touch with us. Feel free to do so. Please check out more documentation and details about BAS and be part of this future building. All right, I believe you have a video to play, so and we will see you next time.
Yep. Thank you.